team leader, yeah, but that is enough also to make you lead. And it might not only be with your manager, sometimes it might also be with your fellow colleagues. Yeah? Sometimes it make you feel out of place. You're not, even when you wake up in the morning, you're not even looking forward to go to work. Because now you're thinking, I should go and meet Nonsa again. The way how she behaves. I think I'll just lay in bed. Yeah, so, I mean, environment. Yeah, I mean, sometimes people also go to work for different reasons. Some people go because maybe they are happy, or they remain with that organization because they are happy in terms of how they interact with their fellow peers. Yeah, not necessarily the pay, but they feel home, they feel safe, they feel loved in the environment that they are working in, just because of the way how they associate. Okay? Yeah, so that's what we're talking about in terms of relationships with colleagues. It can be issues of harassment, yeah, and some of the issues we can just categorize them as personal, personal reasons. Sometimes it can be through illnesses, pregnancies, you're moving away from a specific area, you are relocating, you're going somewhere else in another country, then you think, no, then I might as well also just leave. So those we can categorize them as personal reasons. So what we are saying is that what the organization wants to get is the reason why you're basically leaving. But the issue is not about trying to convince the employee to stay, but what we are looking at is just to get the understanding. So for example, if you have an exit interview and you say that no, and I'm leaving because the pay is peanuts for me. Yeah? I cannot survive as an employee. So it means now the organization has to look into that. Because it means that other people might also have the similar reason. Yeah, because if you're finding it tough, it means the rest of the people are also maybe finding it tough. So that's why we're saying that if you understand the reason, it becomes part of our retention plan as an organization to say, if we want to retain people, it means that we have to improve in terms of our what? Our pay. Because you've already got the information from someone who is leaving, and you have learned a lesson to say that basically other people are looking at the pay as not being sufficient. Yep. Okay, then let's try to subheading the cost of labor turnover. The cost of labor turnover. When people leave, what is the cost? Okay, so what's the cost of labor turnover? Number one is the living costs. So when someone leaves, there are costs that the organizations have to also bear. Yeah, and these are usually connected to the issues concerning the payroll. Yeah, and these are issues. Why are we saying that they're connected to the payroll? Because now we're looking at issues concerning the employee benefits. Whether they're term benefits. So you're looking at the benefits may be in so many ways. If it's someone on the contract, then they are entitled again to what? Gratuities. Yeah? Or if they are leaving probably, then we're also looking at whether we're looking at also in terms of their leave days, we're looking at issues concerning leave grants. Yeah? So there are costs that are basically what? Attached. Issues concerning their pension. Yeah? These are all, we can basically say that all of these are like one simple benefit. Okay. So when you leave, your contract has finished, you're entitled basically to a gratuity. If you're not taking holidays, it means that again, you're entitled to be given a leave grant. Yeah. So in terms, this is also in money form, which we're basically looking at if we were not getting your leave the day. And also we are talking about issues to do with the pension itself, which has been contributory between the organization and the employee itself, right? So in such cases, it means that the organization will still suffer some costs when someone leaves. These are the living costs that we're talking about. Number two is also the direct cost of recruiting and replacement. Direct cost of recruiting and replacements. So when someone leaves, if another new person has to come in, it means that process of recruitment is costly for the organization. In terms of advertising, interviewing that person, testing them, the time that it will take for them to settle down in the organization and get acquainted by everything that is happening, systems, policies, procedures in the organization. These are all costs that the organization is facing. Okay. Another cost can also be in terms of opportunity cost of time spent by human resource managers. So we're saying opportunity cost because we're looking at that the HR managers would have been doing something else, but now because we are involved with the recruitment, it means now they have to spend their time looking at issues concerning recruitment. Whether they are interviews to go and handle that, whether after we have also hired them, again there will be some time again for training, induction, orientation. So again for the managers, it's time It's time consuming. That time that they are spending doing that, they would have been doing again, undertaking other tasks. So we're looking at that as an opportunity cost. It can also be cost of training replacements. Yeah. So the ones that have been replaced, they need to be trained, and because of that, it is also a cost for the organization. The loss of input and output. So when people leave, again, it means that they are leaving with their effort that they are putting. And effort, or when you're looking at the factors of production, one of the factors that we are looking at is what? Labor as the input. So remember that a typical organization is illustrated as that we have input, and then we have a transformation process. And the transformation process helps us simply to transform the input now where you are able to get your what? Output. So here where you're looking at the input, we're simply looking at here as the factors of production, of which one of the factors of production is simply the labor. Yeah. So if we're saying that we have eliminated here, it means that we have reduced in terms of our what? Input. Yeah. So even though we transform, what we are going to get as output would be less because we're looking at that we have in mind in terms of our what? Our input. Similarly, it may also affect even in terms of the output, in terms of whether profit, yeah, whether in terms of customer satisfaction, if it is a service, yeah, as our output, you find that the customers are now no longer satisfied because there is a gap, and that gap is being realized because of the loss of what? Labor. Okay. So we're looking at also that as a cost also to the organization. So it is similar, even as students, sometimes maybe when one lecture is there, sometimes you feel the loss. Yeah? You know what, this so and so was a good lecture, but now he's gone. In terms of now our performance is being also what? Affected. Yeah, because I mean sometimes people do develop not relationships in terms of love, but we're talking about in terms of school-student relationship, yeah. Which basically sometimes helps in terms of students' performance. Yeah. So in such cases is where we're saying it can affect in terms of the input, but also it can affect even in terms of the output itself. Any questions? Again, on the reasons for turnover, expect question or two. Reasons for turnover? Yes. Should expect question or two in that area.
You also said under demand and supply
technique.
Okay.
The advantages, disadvantages, importance of human resource planning, and right at the beginning.
Importance.
So, if you're still following the diagram, you need now we're looking at action. Action plan is here now. Human resource planning. What plan are we going to take? So yes, about that. Initially, 3 weeks, 3 days, I'm only coming for one subject for each.
Oh.
On my side, it's really costly. It's like Monday I come here, teach out 12, Tuesday I come here, teach 12, and then today I only teach 2 hours and go back. So that's why I'm sort of trying to negotiate that which day can we pick between Monday and Tuesday.
Let me check on it.
Hmm?
I want to check on my timetable. The days from between Monday and Tuesday.
Okay. But as you're checking, bear in mind that on Monday at 10, I already have the class. So it should be the other hours excluding 10. Similar, I think, with I think Tuesday as well. Let me just verify. Because the transports now, something else with it. But the scarcity of fuel and those that are operating using black market now they're just increasing the price of the bus fares anyhow.
So Monday from 8 to 10 I do the class. I do have a class from 10 to 12, then 1 to 3. And then Monday.
Yeah, so you make a choice to say which one sounds ideal for you. Is it Monday? What?
So on Tuesday, what time do you have the class?
Yeah, okay, let me verify. I just want to open the timetable. There've been so many visions.
The timetable.
Yeah, it's changing a lot.
It changed one.
Maybe for you guys, but for us, I think we've been having a lot of different visions. Because, the timetable is done even before you guys have started. So from there, I think we've seen a lot of changes happening. Yeah, so Monday I have a class at 10.
Okay.
That's all. And then Tuesday it is also at 10. So all the classes are at 10.
So we can do Tuesday, 8 to
Wait. Tuesday should be 8. Wait. Because it's not showing on the timetable, but it's something that we agreed. So, human resource management, it should be management. Oh yeah, it's the same, 10 to 12 as well. Yeah,
We can
so,
do it in the morning, 8 to 8.
when?
Tuesday.
Tuesday, not Monday. So we should put it on Tuesday. So Tuesdays I'll be having 2 classes. Monday or one, that's fair. That's fine. Then from there, come on Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
So Tuesday we not do the main business planning and development. So I want to write it down before because that's when I'll
Okay.
it's not the planning part.
Planning, it's just planning.
This one.
I don't know
The
where
human
it is.
resource, I'm doing, I think 3 courses of human resource planning. Exactly. Human resource planning, 8 to 10, Tuesday, then English.
So that's the first part. The second part, which will now be remaining, is also now to check in terms of the room.
Okay.
That now, on the children that we have picked, are we going to have a free room? Because the problem is they want to utilize also this equipment. So it's not like we just meet outside, it means the session will not be recorded. So we need to have a classroom. I'll still talk to Victor and see the availability of the rooms. So it'll be on Tuesday, so I'll ask her. But I also understand that I think the dean was trying to communicate that in classes where there is one student, maybe you can maximize in terms of how many times you can meet so that you can finish the module faster. Because, I mean, you're yourself. Yeah. So whether we can finish before the midterm, it doesn't really matter. It means you have more time at the end. Yeah. So I should just reconfirm that. That is exactly what he was saying, but he did mention something of that nature. Only that I was dashing into questions in class, so I didn't understand it properly, but I heard something in that way that we can sort of arrange for a makeup class just to cover ground. So he says this one is exceptional, only the classes whereby you have only one student. Because where it's cross-cutting means others are having other topics, so maybe it's difficult to meet them. But in your case, so when you are free, you are free. Okay, so now we want to look at in terms of what are our human resource plans and how we're going to go about implementing to make sure that we are meeting the human resource needs. So on the action plans, you will notice that down there are now the action plans laid out. Yeah, so we have resourcing, retention, issues of work environment, issues of flexibility, and issues of productivity. Okay, so those are basically our plans, and those plans are the ones that are simply trying to address in terms of the demand that we have forecasted, or it can be even in terms of the supply that we have forecasted. So based on those problems that we are facing, whether we have excess or we have a deficit, what we are saying is that as an organization, you still have to come up with plans to address those particular deficits or those particular excess. So the action plan, first of all, we start with the resourcing plan. Okay? Yeah, so the first one is the resourcing plan. Under that one, this approach considers how would the organization attract high quality candidates. How the organization would attract high quality candidates. So the issue is, how are we going to resource? How are we going to make sure that we attract people to apply for jobs? Yeah? First of all, the resourcing plan is divided into two, where one is the internal resourcing, and the second one has the external.
So the internal
resourcing and external. Meaning to say that we can get our resources within or outside it. So that's why we talk about as issues concerning internal recruitment and external. But it depends also on the organization, what is its resourcing plan. Does it want to meet its needs from within, or we are basically looking at external recruitment? So the next one, apart from the resourcing, is basically what? Let me go to the diagram. you write a subheading retention strategy. You wrote something else. And yet I just gave you the diagram to copy, and you still made a mistake.
We did in primary school because of this. Huh?
Shading and shading.
Primary killers getting
You're allowed to do that
It was.
in the bit of.
Yeah,
In our primary school, we used to take a duster, probably a wooden one, and say, do your fingers like this. And the teacher takes the duster and
Wow.
when it's cold. So you can think of a wooden duster, then they should hit your knee or the ear. Very painful.
That's better. Because the idea they were, you never know. Something else, there's frustrations, they have from the
At home.
then at home they come in being like,
I like the language,
yo.
Okay, retention strategy. So under that, as an intro, is that retention strategies aim to ensure that key people stay with the organization.
Retention strategy.
Yes, aims to ensure that key people stay with the organization. Stay with the organization. And the employee turnover is reduced. So what strategies can we use to make sure that we retain people? So number one, some of the strategies that we can do for retention. Number one is the issue obviously concerning the pay. Yeah. So what should we do about the pay? So under there, it is important for us to review the pay levels on the basis of market survey. Market survey. So you look at your industry, yeah, your competitors. How much are they paying their staff? Yeah? Because the reason is sometimes the reason why people are leaving for greener pastures is because maybe your salaries are non-competitive. Yeah, because they're looking at other investors who probably have a better pay than you do. Right? So it's important that even you as an organization to know what other organizations are at. Giving their employees in terms of their pay. Yeah. Number two is also to ensure that employees understand the link between performance and reward. Ensuring that employees understand the link between performance and reward. So some employees may not understand, why am I being given 100,000 a month? Yeah? So it is important so that they should be able to relate that, okay, I'm getting this because of the way how I'm performing. My reward is directly dependent on how I perform. Okay? So the way how you perform also, it can also be linked because you have a confinement in terms of what your job description states you to do. So it's possible that you are an assistant human resource, but another assistant human resource doesn't necessarily mean that the workload or the job description is the same. Okay? You could be an assistant human resource manager, but maybe what you only assist is in terms of issues concerning recruitment. While in another organization, maybe the person is looking at all the roles of the human resource and he's simply assisting in those particular roles. So you don't expect that in terms of pay, it should be the same. So someone will say, oh, no, I'm also an assistant human resource, but I'm getting 500. I'm also an assistant, but I'm getting 200. But now someone should also understand that 200 is being determined by looking at also in terms of what you're required to be doing in the organization. Maybe if you are to compare in terms of the amount of work that you are doing as opposed to the other, you realize that the other person is doing more than what you're doing, and that's why they're getting also a better pay. You get it? Because job descriptions differ from one organization to the other. And it's possible that sometimes you can have 3 assistants. So you don't expect that the workload is much in that case, because there are 3 of them sharing the same one, the same scope of job. Only that now their job descriptions are different, but yet they are all assistants. So you don't expect that they should be the same as someone who is one and overseeing several branches, and you are one and you're only looking at one particular branch, and also maybe there are a couple of them. I'm just giving that as an example, right? Yeah, but what I want you just to get the idea that we are saying that sometimes the reward that you get is also should be directly linked in terms of also your work, your performance. Okay, another way again still on the pay is also to introduce equitable grading decisions. Grading decisions. So I don't know how I think better explain this. I'm not sure whether you'll be able to get it, but I'll still do, and then maybe you can tell me whether you don't. Is where, for example, in the Civil Service Commission, you'll find that people have been put in specific grades. Yeah, so they can have grade A, grade B, grade C, grade D. But people to be placed in this particular grade depends on their experience, depends also in terms of their qualification. So when they're also determining how much you should be getting, they also base on depending on the grade. Okay. So for instance, I think the day before yesterday I went for a written interview. The local councils in Malawi, they're looking for accountants in all the regions for the government. Yeah. So they were telling us to say, no, this grade for accountant is grade I. Yeah. So it means that they have a simple category to say how does it justify to be grade I? Because they're looking at the minimum qualification that one should hold in that particular position. So irrespective that your qualification is higher, you find that maybe your salary will still be within, because they have already introduced to say someone who is in this grade should be getting so much. Okay? So you put people like, I would say the simplest word is to put people in categories, right? Yes. Yeah. So we call them as grades. Yeah. So people can be placed in different groups. So it might not be necessarily grading. Sometimes even we might decide to say, for example, at the university, we might say we're divided into departments such as we have administrative and we have the academic staff. Yeah. So they can also make a decision that if you're in administration, these are the salary scales. But if you're in academics, these will also be the salary scale. Because I mean, the ones who are doing the manual work are basically academic and not the administration. So again, we have to also depend on the nature of the what? The job that is being undertaken. So that is also one way, like you're sort of grading them because you're looking at the positions. Okay. Another method also still on the page is also to tailor benefits to individual requirements and preferences. Tailor benefits to individual requirements and preferences. Tailoring benefits to individual requirements and preferences. So like sort of making exceptions, right? Yeah, and specifying according to one individual requirement. Of course, this may depend. Yeah. For example, here most of the lecturers are part-time lecturers, so they are paid on an hourly basis at the end of the month. But someone can say, you know what? Instead of giving me at the end of the month, I'll wait until the whole semester, right? Finish. finish, you give me all my money at once. So I don't want to be receiving on a monthly basis. So it means now the organization has to tailor. You have to make sure that it is meeting according to your what? To your preference. In this case, it's a preference. Yeah, it's a preference that you're making because obviously people are supposed to be getting paid on a monthly basis. Yeah, but you can say that, no, I don't want to be getting on a monthly basis because maybe I'm just going to misuse this money, but why not you give me at the end of the semester? Yeah, so I'm just giving that as an example. Yeah, but these are some of the preferences that maybe employees may have. Yeah, some may even suggest to say, no, you should just be giving me half, the other half, you're sort of just, helping me to save my money, so you give me maybe at the end of the year. Yeah. The only problem is that because resources are very difficult to keep, yeah, you want to get done with it, that we have paid all our stuff, there is no any other arrears remaining. Yeah. But of course, there are some organizations whereby maybe there is always constant cash, there's liquidity, money is flowing all the time. They will not have problems in dealing with people's exceptional preferences that they may have. Any questions? Number 2 is the job design. So sometimes some people leave their jobs because they are not happy in terms of how the job itself has been designed. So what they are involved in doing, when they read their job description, they don't find anything, fancy, exciting, exploratory. Yeah, they're not exploring much. Yeah, so again, this is one of the reasons that again, even in retention, we should look at to say, how do we basically design in terms of the nature of the job. So our designing should depend that again, the job itself should ensure that you as a job holder is able to use a variety of your skills. Yeah. So when you're working, it's not like that you're only using one skill, but your skills should be, you're using a variety of your what? Of your skills. Yeah. So that's the first thing that we have to look at. Again, when we're designing jobs, we have to also look at in terms of how significant is the task that you're performing. Yeah. There are some people that in organizations, whatever they're doing, they know that yes, they're required to do, but they don't understand the level of significance. Is it really important? What I'm doing right now, is it really helping the organization in achieving what? You're not able to see the significance, yeah? So when we are designing jobs, again, we have to make sure that the tasks that are being undertaken are really those that are significant and they're going to have an impact to the what? To the organization. Again, when we are designing our jobs, we have to make sure that again, we are leaving room for autonomy. Autonomy, we are simply looking at that again, you have to leave people to have some level of independence. Okay? Independence in the sense that they can do what they feel that is right. They can make decisions on how they are going to undertake their job description. So I would imagine the university employs me as a lecturer. They cannot come and then also dictate and say, this is how we should be teaching. It is my own style, right? Yeah. So it means there, I've been left with some level of what? Independence. And that's what we're looking at. That again, your job should give you room for some autonomy where you're able to exercise your own decisions. But also, as we are designing our jobs, we have to make sure that again, there is room for feedback. Yeah. So if you want to give me complaints or reports, there is always a channel in terms of communication that we are able also to provide one feedback. Apart from that, we are also looking at the opportunities for learning and growth. So your job, does it not give you any opportunity to learn new things? Yeah? Does your job give you the ability that you can also grow? Or maybe it's too easy that you can even do it while you are closed your eyes. Yeah? Then that's very dangerous. Yeah, you have to, then there's nothing that you are benefiting because there has to be some growth realignment. That you should be able to appreciate that, you know what, I never used to do this, but now I'm able to do it. Yeah? And it means that the job is also offering you some growth opportunities. Right, so I think for today, we'll take a pause in there, unless there are questions that you wish to ask. If not, I think for today we'll stop. A question? Sure. All right.
You register?
Sorry?
You
Oh! Time predictable, so we still move around with it. By the time it gets caught, pull it out.
Thank you.
See you next week on Tuesday. Captain, let me know. Sure, sure. I know in the way. 90 class 10 to 12. Basara babalu ningo ima ba Santa Plaza. No fani kulewa ndiyo ba